Guys, Bizarre 1000 here to give you my TNA Impact review. And what a show, man. There wasn't a lot of wrestling. No, there wasn't. But the payoff was awesome. We start off the show with Sting. He talks about Hulk Hogan. Hogan comes out and does the whole "what you gonna do" when Stinger and the Hulkster run wild on you crap. That was cool to see Hogan like that. We've seen Dixie Carter come out, and Sting basically told her that she needs to put good people around her. So she said she's gonna wants help make TNA the best wrestling company out there, and so she's gonna focus more on the office, stay in the office, and have Sting run the day-to-day TNA day-to-day operations of TNA. Well, then we have Kurt Angle come out and talk that he's still the world champion. Now he beats Rude. Rude comes out and says, "I want a rematch." Basically, fans said he want a rematch. Said, "You screwed me, Angle." And Angle's like, "Yeah, I screwed you because you're a threat." And then Sting said, "We're gonna have a match 1-on-1." And he's like, "Well," Angle said, "No, you're not, because in my contract states Rude cannot have another 1-on-1 match against me." He says, "What is it your partner always says? Sorry about your day." And then James Storm comes out and basically says, "Well, guess what? There's no contract about me." And so Sting makes it official. It's going to be James Storm versus. This is like 45 minutes in. I mean, this show was almost half over before these people all got out of the ring. It's like, man, no wrestling. But it was a good payoff. A lot of it was a promo heavy show, but it was worth it. TNA was good tonight, I think. I enjoyed it. It was thoroughly entertaining. We have James Storm versus Kurt Angle in the main event for the world title. I'm intrigued to see what Sting does from here. What he does as the new boss, the new general manager, the new whatever you want to call him, the COO, the GM, whatever. We do have a tag match. Like, Tara did go on a website, do an interview, and say that she wants to be on TV more. She feels like she's not being used enough. And her and Miss Tessma are defending their titles against knockout tag titles against Winner and Angelina Love. I mean, and Tara looked great out there. The crowd was behind her. I mean, it was one of the biggest pops on the show. I assume next week will be more wrestling. I assume. And so Tara and them win. And we do have the monster Abyss is back. Not the corporate Abyss, the monster. I like that. Abyss versus James Storm. Or Abyss versus Gunner tonight. Abyss went nuts on him, and Gunner ran away. We see Hogan and Bischoff backstage with Immortal. And he said, "We don't have any balls anymore. Come out so we can I want to say something to you." So it's another promo they're going into. And basically Bischoff told Hogan he made him, and Hogan said that your son is better than you. He's more of a man than you. Bischoff slaps him, and then he's like, "Brother." And then Immortal comes in the ring, and then Sting comes in with two bats. Immortal runs away, and then as Bischoff's backing up, you see Garrett Bischoff standing behind him. He rips his shirt, and he has Bischoff name on his tattooed on his chest. This dude looks chiseled. I mean, this dude looks like he could be a wrestler. I mean, man, maybe that's what they're building him for. Maybe that's what they want him to do. Because he looks like he could be a wrestler. So good for him. I mean, I watched the Scott Hall story on ESPN 60. Scott Hall's son, I mean, man, Chad Hall, or Cody Hall, my bad, not Chad, Cody Hall. That kid is unbelievable. He looks like he can go. His son is freaking huge. But let me get TNA. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett do a few. I don't want you here. Blah blah blah. They get in the fight. Security comes in. Alcino and D'Lo Brown come in, and the crowd looked like they had no clue who these guys were. They better recognize who they are. But it looked like Al Snow and D'Lo could be. It'd be interesting. They're a couple old guys, but veterans who can put on a good match. Why not? I haven't seen these guys wrestle in a while. Why not? I mean, Jeff Hardy hasn't wrestled officially for TNA on TV, but he has on the house shows. Him and Jeff Jarrett's had matches. After we see Bischoff's son, he punches him and says you're a disgrace. I mean, we go into the main event. I mean, we have... The match didn't last long. I kind of wish it could have, but I think it had a lot to do with Kurt's injury. Just because of his pulled hamstring. I think Kurt Angle's going to go away for a while, I would think. I hope TNA... Okay, the match is okay. Then Kurt Angle was posing, and James Storm hit him with a last call super kick. He beat him 1, 2, 3. He just celebrates in the crowd. He kind of had his Diamond Dallas Page moment. He went to the crowd, held the belt up, the new world champ. He went in the ring. He said, Bobby, this belt belongs to you. He said, no, this belt belongs to you, man. And they all drinking beer, celebrating. Fortune 4, rocking my Fortune shirt. Guys, I know it was promo heavy show tonight, but man, this show was good. Oh, I forgot. How can I forget this? Guys, I apologize. Okay. Velvet Sky, I want to come on and say, I want to thank all the fans who supported me. And Karen comes out with Tracy Brooks. Says, Tracy, get out of my ring. Then Velvet, I'm going to find someone to beat you down and scar you. I could strip you of the title, I'm not going to. But then it happened. Madison Rae starts walking down. And then the return of the TNA Knockout original. Gail Kim returns to TNA. Now, I knew she was probably going to come back once she made that public statement that she would never go back to the WWE again. Going back to TNA is highly likely. But I didn't think it'd be this soon. But Gail Kim is back in TNA. Gail Kim returned to TNA tonight. So, guys, I made a video about this earlier this week. Made a video about Scott Hall on ESPN. It was a sad story, a good story. I let you guys know about James Storm being the new TNA world champion of the world. The Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. And I like this. I mean, I like Rude. But, I mean, who's more marketable? Who is more marketable, James Storm or Bobby Roode? Bobby Roode is a wrestling machine. No disrespect to Bobby Roode, but James Storm is more of a character that you can sell. He could sell out, well, half arenas maybe. But I mean, James Storm, he has the look of a character that he can get over with the crowd. He has that catchphrase. He has a catchphrase. You need a catchphrase in wrestling. Sorry about your damn luck. So, guys, James Storm is your new TNA World Champion. Now, does this mean at the next TNA pay-per-view, we'll have James Storm versus Bobby Roode? Now, that would be awesome. Those two they had a great match on Impact a few weeks ago. And even though Angle interfered, but this match could be a really good match. I hope they let James Storm run with the ball. I hope they let James Storm be champion. Finally, a TNA original is champion. I am so sick and tired of these ex-WWE guys coming, even though they are the big names in the TNA, they're helping build TNA. But finally, a TNA original is the world champion. Let him run with the ball. He's an original TNA guy. He's been there for 15 years. I don't know if he's been wrestling 15 years or he has been there. TNA's been around 8 years. But he's been there since the beginning. Since TNA, since it was in Tennessee. When they were doing the show out of Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. The Tennessee Cowboy. Guys, this is my review. We're going over, but still awesome. I loved Impact. I'm glad James Storm's the new world champion. Have a good night. Party like it's 95. Peace out, my brothers.